All right, guys, happy hump day. It's Wednesday, and we've got 4 days left until we need to leave with the Hellstang to go to Hot Rod Power Tour. So we've got to get a few more things buttoned up, namely the alternator needs to get put back on today, followed by we need to do the fuel pressure sensor, and then I've also got to mess with the charge pipe. Remember, it was getting kind of kinked, so I got a couple extra 90s. We're going to try to get that all chopped up, hopefully get that fitting a lot better. And then if we have some time, we're going to pull off the passenger side wheel and we're going to try to fit our oil catch can because there's absolutely zero room in this engine bay for this catch can. So I'm hoping maybe we can toss it into the fender and then just run our lines into the fender and then fit the fender back on, all that good stuff. So we're going to give that a shot. Stay tuned. So what we've got going on here is this is our piece that we had for the charge pipe, our 4-inch to 3-inch. That's not going to change. But I ended up picking up a couple of 90s to kind of go out of the turbo up here. And then we're going to need to cut these down. We're going to cut the edges off quite a bit to make them shorter. But something like this. But we need these to be cut down so that way there's not another crazy angle. Because today we kind of have this thing pushing back and stuff. It's horrible. So first things first, I've got some scissors. I'm going to start cutting these things down. I've actually got an extra red coupler. I may actually use this one because it's a little bit shorter. But this one will kind of go on this side here. And yeah, so I'm going to start chopping and then we'll kind of see how it fits up. So there's going to be a lot of trial and fit involved here, but I've just got a piece of 2.5-inch scrap material that I found. It was already like pretty short, so it's freaking awesome. I just filed it down around the edges so it's not sharp, and I already cut these two guys. Just a nice pair of scissors cut these really well. So I'll probably burn the edges with the lighter once we're done. But something like this, and I've just got to mock it up now. I've got to see if I need to cut this part on the turbo or not. All right, so I think this is going to work pretty good. I might still trim these two edges here because that'll allow this thing to move farther forward this way. But otherwise, it looks pretty good. Looks like this thing's going to fit. I hope with the alternator there, I think this will clear. But we've got it far enough away. If you watched the last video, or maybe the video before, there was some closeness here because this was just too far in here. But this is looking really, really good now. So even if we left it like this, it's totally fine. But I think we can definitely do some trimming, maybe get 1 inch on each of these so it'll give us 2 more inches. And that'll help get this thing actually nicely straight. So I'm going to give that a shot and then we'll refit it. All right, scratch that. I thought about it some more. I'm actually just going to leave it exactly how it is. I think it's totally fine. None of this stuff is kinked. It all looks really good. So I could move it back, but then we also risk, this thing, if it moves this way, it's going to come more closer over to the throttle cable. We don't want that. It would also move it closer to the alternator. I don't know if we want that because we don't have an alternator in place yet, but I think it's fine how it is. So I'm actually going to get all my clamps ready. I'm not going to put them on, but at least this thing's kind of all mocked up exactly how we want it. We can just get some clamps ready and then get this baby on there after we get our alternator a little bit later. No sooner than did we get this thing all mocked up, Amazon literally just dropped off my fuel pressure sensor and the alternator. So I think while we already got this fresh in our mind, I'm going to go ahead and get the alternator bolted in, then we can finish this charge pipe. So you guys have to see the humor in an AC Delco alternator for your Ford vehicle, but that's what we got. This was the cheapest one on Amazon that was going to get here in time. I think it was $105. Plus, the cool part about buying stuff like this on Amazon versus the auto parts store is you don't have to pay any kind of core charge. Because I did actually buy that one I was telling you guys from AutoZone, but they also charge like a $25, $30 core charge, and I'm not giving them this one because I need to actually swap out this housing eventually. But today, all we're going to do is we're going to blast this nut off, get this stock pulley off, and then we're going to put back on our nice little aftermarket pulley, and then we can get this thing bolted on. Definitely does not look as cool with this billet pulley with this stupid housing as it does with the black housing for sure. So a little bit sad about that, but hey, at least it's brand new, it's clean. So looks nice. Let's just fingers crossed it works, right? So let's go ahead and toss this thing back in. Alternator's looking good. It's all hooked up. So now I'm just going to get all these stupid clamps on here and see if we can get this thing all put back in. All right, y'all, I have to say I am pretty stoked with the new charge pipe setup. So it looks pretty cool. I wish this was maybe also red. I kind of wish this whole thing was blue, but it's hard to find blue couplers, at least on short notice. But we can swap that crap out way down the road. But as long as it's functional, it's working, I think we're pretty good. That's sort of close to that thing, so I may have to mess with that a little bit, but we'll see once it's running how that's going to work. Otherwise, I think, oh, I gotta get the belt back on. That was a big mistake. I was tightening this down and I was like, oh crap, I forgot to put the belt back on because it's way easier without the charge pipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and sneak in, get that belt back on real quick. All right, belt was not as bad as I thought. Let's move on to finishing up this fuel pressure sensor. So like I was telling you guys in one of the last videos, these are 0 to 100 PSI pressure sensors. And I got these things off Amazon. Now they come with a nice little connector pigtail. We don't need it. And these things are dirt cheap, like $15. Now, there's lots of other sensors just like this. You can get them from Holly. They're super expensive. I think there's a company, it's called Low Dollar. They sell like this type of sensor for 69 bucks. It's probably a lot higher quality, a little bit more accurate and stuff, but these are the ones I'm trying. So I'm just kind of interested to see how long they work. So again, I have one of these already on the oil pressure sensor, and that one's still working just fine. So, but the one for the fuel pressure sensor ended up failing after just a few key cycles. So let's see, fingers crossed. I did buy an extra one as well, so we're gonna bring that with us on Power Tour just in case we need to swap these out, but pretty easy. Put a little Teflon tape on here. We'll get this installed back into our little AN fitting and then get this baby back onto the car. All right, so I got the battery hooked back up. I'm gonna go ahead and key over. We're gonna look to see if the fuel is leaking. Pump's working. Showing 0 PSI on the gauge. But I heard the pump run. Is our gauge bad? I heard the fuel rails pump up and everything, so that's weird. Weird. Do we just have a bad gauge? What is going on here? None of this is leaking. No leaks underneath the car. Okay. I guess I'm going to try to start it, and that'll tell us if we have fuel pressure right there. Maybe this gauge is bad. I don't know. I hear the pump running though. Okay, yeah, we're all good. We got fuel pressure, so I don't know why it wasn't showing pressure. Anyway, whatever, it's got pressure now, it's working. It's running. Definitely that downpipe has a leak at some point. But it looks like we got no leaks. I do need to verify with the Holly that we have fuel pressure on there, so I guess I can check that. Oh, you know what? I bet you the reason why it didn't show anything, we don't have the freaking, this thing hooked up here. Probably gonna run a lot better with vacuum. Oh, before I shut it off, I wanted to check that we got a working alternator too. So we seem to still not have a working alternator. We'll check that also just to make sure it's staying around 12.2, but you know, it should be 13 and a half. So let me see if we can figure that out. All right, let me catch you guys up where we're at right now. So I did a little stuff off camera, some diagnosis work, and it seems like there's 3 terminals that go into the alternator. I forget the number, the letters or whatever, SL something else, but basically there's a 12 volts that's always going into the alternator. There's a middle wire that just goes over into that single blade connector. Forget exactly what that does. And then the other one, the L terminal, that's the one that should get switched 12 volt power. And that's actually like the trigger to tell the alternator to turn on like a switch. Now that wire, from what I understand, should be getting 12 volts. We're only getting like 5 volts, 4 to 5 volts. So for some reason, it's got low voltage. I traced it back. Let me show you. So right here's our connector, right? So this one's a 3-wire connector, but really one of the wires just come over here to this spot. So there's 2 wires. One has constant 12 volts, which I verified. And then this one does have the switched 12 volt voltage with the key over or in run, but we're only seeing 5 volts, not 12. So then I traced it back. It actually connects. There's a connector under this fuse box. So I checked it at that, still 5 volts. And then I ran it back. It goes into the number 18 position of the fuse panel and under the dash inside, 20 amp fuse. Tested that, and that does have 12 volts. So next thing was the circuit runs up into the gauge cluster for the dummy light, for like the battery light, right? And there's a resistor in there, so I pulled the whole cluster out, laid it down, and then I was able to probe both the connector, where I can see when the wire goes into the connector, it's 12 volts, but coming back out, it's like 4 or 5 volts. And then I checked also at the light, the little dummy light, the battery light, and I tried swapping lights and stuff. It didn't change it, but same thing. It was 12 volts on one side, and then only the 5 volts coming out of the other side, which is actually really weird, right? Because, well, I guess it's still going through the resistor, so I guess it makes sense. I don't know, but anyway, weird stuff. Doesn't seem like there's any broken traces or whatever, but I'm just not sure why it's getting 5 volts. So I was talking to MF Customs, Danny Kindler. He was helping me. He was helping me for hours last night as I'm asking him all this stuff, and he's helping me with diagrams. So I think what we can do is, what I might just try, just for shits and giggles here, is I might just try taking like while the engine's running, I'm just going to take kind of a jumper wire from the power and just kind of vampire clip it on here. I just want to see if having that 12 volts will activate the alternator. If it does, then we'll kind of wire it up. But basically, Danny said this circuit for the alternator, this L position, it needs to see that 510 ohm resistor for it to work properly, I guess. So I could just run, some kind of a switch 12 volt with a resistor in line, and then run it, back into this wiring here, and then hopefully that should work and give me 12 volts, I guess. But I don't know. I'm getting confused because I'm also thinking if you have 12 volts, but then it goes through like a 510 ohm resistor, wouldn't that drop the voltage to 5 volts? So maybe the 5 volts we're seeing is actually correct. So, but then if that's the case, this brand new alternator is still not working, so I don't know. So I'm going to play with it some more, kind of see what the heck's going on here. We need to probably start the car and actually test it some more. But I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to have to call it a day. We've got some other stuff going on. So anyway, we'll pick this up tomorrow, which is going to be like 3 days out. It's also the day of getting the car tuned. So I really need to figure that out. I don't have tuning, I think, till like later in the afternoon or evening. So I should have most of the day to, come out and play with it and stuff. But it's getting down to the wire. I mean, man, I was hoping this would just be a simple thing. We dropped the alternator in, it's fixed, and now it seems like it's still not working. So we got to figure out why, because we definitely need an alternator on the power tour. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch you boys on the next one.